Welcome to Behind the Veil, another way of reaching our beautiful spirit guides through psychic messages. This is just another way, another tool I use, so to speak, other than just doing tarot readings. I want to just connect spiritually and psychically to your guides for any messages. I would say the best thing to do in this type of reading or podcast, whatever you want to call it, is to trust your intuition. I'm going to give quite a few different messages and probably going to be for different people. So again, just trust your intuition and let's go ahead and begin. So, okay. I feel the first thing that I'm dealing with is someone who just had some type of a tower moment. It feels like, kind of like someone just unexpectedly picked up and left. Leaving, it feels like the brunt of all the responsibilities on your shoulders. Now, what I do want to say though, is I feel like even though that happened, and it does feel like, let's just say like a lower vibrational person who was thinking of themselves beyond, you or family. And they're off doing their own thing. But here's what I feel for you. I feel like, number one, you're going to get through this. Number two, I feel like you are moving closer and closer to your soulmate tribe. And that may even mean a soulmate love. You are definitely getting ready to walk on a destined path. That means this could be something that was predestined. And I feel like the only thing you really have to do is just reflect back. Remember, we're in a universal year 9. So reflection is going to be important. Don't get stuck in it. This is about reflecting back, and just looking at your own growth, and I feel like because something happened, again, outside of your control, that feels painful. Not gonna lie, it does feel painful. But I feel like this is temporary. I definitely feel like, and I feel like I'm meant to tell you that this is temporary. So hang in there. So the reflection back is really about how you've grown throughout your life. You can reflect back the last 9 years. We are closing out that 9-year cycle. But I feel for you, whoever I'm speaking to now, I feel like what your guides want you to do is just look back at your life and realize the things that you have overcome, how strong you truly can be. And I feel the day will come where you will feel that way again. Again, I definitely feel like you're heading towards a destined time. And I feel like if there's heartache right now in your heart, I do feel like that will go away. I feel like there are some dreams coming true that you may not even realize. Of course you don't realize. Let me put it a different way. I feel like there are certain seeds of intention, your soul's seeds of intention, that are going to manifest. And I feel like that's why it's important to reflect back and just to tell yourself, look at what I've overcome in my life and what I can overcome. Because I feel the sooner I can find a way to put this behind me, then I feel like you, again, are moving into this destined period. And I feel like it's about dreams coming true for you. So, we just got to get you through the difficult period. And it is temporary. It's temporary. Your guides want you to know that. Okay. I'm going to close that message out. And let's go ahead and begin with another message. Alright. I feel like there is, I feel like there's someone who, maybe more than one, who really needs to understand the difference between the light and the dark, between temptation, illusions, and the truth. I feel like there's something that it feels illusionary, but it feels like it's kind of holding you back. And I feel, it's almost like your voice, for some reason, feels like it was kind of shut down. This could be your truth. You could have certainly been attracted to like lower vibrational energy. However, I do feel like, what I feel like? I feel like this is someone who is looking at their shadow self, understanding that shadow self and the light self, and then coming to what I feel like is divine balance. And I feel like once you reach that state, the ability for you to manifest, and I feel like there's an importance also with your voice. So there may be something you want to manifest, like let's say within like a business situation, or even romantically. This is speaking your truth. It could be setting some boundaries. Now that you have a better understanding of the light and shadow within yourself, within all of us, right? But this to me feels like very powerful energy. Like you were meant to get to know that shadow self. Give it a name. You know what I mean? Like, don't be afraid of it. Because I truly feel like you are manifesting, and it's like it's definitely starting you down a new path. I feel like this path, it feels like it's an abundant path. So some of you may be taking your voice, or what you've learned about the shadow and the light, and I could see you doing something with that, like creating a business. Some of you may have already begun that, and this would be a message that you're on the right path. Of course, this is free will, so it's really up to you. But I do see abundance. I do see, as long as you're willing to put the effort in, then I feel like you're going to find that success. But again, I feel like there's an importance with your voice, and also the willingness to then step upon this new path. This feels more to me about someone who is thinking about their money, their career, maybe what I want to do in the world. I feel like also, if you feel like, I just don't feel like I know enough to begin something, I feel like begin it. Just begin it, because I don't feel like you need to know everything. I feel like you will learn as you go. So this feels very abundant to me. But again, it's like I had to look at the shadow. Well, I don't know that I had to look like you had to look at your shadow self. I feel like you were bold enough. And I feel like now there's some great rewards in that. And I feel because you feel balanced, well, so is everything else going to feel balanced. So this feels very abundant. Even if I'm just stepping on the path, trust in yourself. Trust in yourself. Because I feel like the day will come where you will be the master teacher. And again, your voice, your truth. Don't let anybody talk you out of something that you feel deeply within, like your intuition. Trust it. Okay, I think I'm going to close that one out. And all right. So, I feel like, I feel like someone just left someone's home, like where I live. And I feel like when they left, they took something of mine, of yours. By the way, if I say me or I, it's just because I'm literally allowing myself to be who I'm reading for. So I feel like someone, let's just say, took more than their fair share. However, I feel like you are protected by the light. You may not feel this yet, but you are definitely protected by the light. And here's the thing, I feel like the vibrational energy between whoever just left and you, I feel, are so different. Just completely different. I feel like you are now thinking more about your morals and the way I want my life to look. And yes, someone may have taken, I definitely feel like someone has taken something, could have been your heart, but it feels more like materialistic to me. And I have to say, I also feel, well, my guide is saying they'll have their own karma to pay. You don't even need to worry about that. And whatever was taken, I feel will be recouped. Trust in that. This is about your belief system. I feel like, let's say this is something that ends up going to a court of law. Well, I feel like the law will come down on your side. So I feel like, again, somebody did something that was of lower vibrational energy, kind of lack mentality type energy. Definitely, not matching your vibration. So even though, again, it's hard to deal with that, karma will be theirs one day, and not in a good way. And then I feel like, and you are moving more towards the light. So yes, it probably hurt. Maybe you're still going through that. Even if this is, again, something that's going to a court of law, I definitely feel like it will fall in your favor. And I feel like even the year, the spiritual year we're in, is also helping. It's like you can't hide the truth. Now, this person will try to hide the truth, but they won't be able to. Even if it's not going to a court of law, other people will pick up on it. Other people probably already know. And I have a feeling for some of you, you probably had some friends, family, who was maybe suggesting that you let this person go. I feel like you were a little restrictive in that energy. But now I feel like they're gone. I feel like some of the angst of what they did still remains. But again, your spiritual team wants you to understand that, ultimately you will be claiming victory when they will have some karma to pay. Okay, let's go ahead and close that one out. All right. It's interesting. I feel like someone's changing houses. Like you're changing houses. Maybe you're moving from one home to another home. I feel a lot of abundance in your world. I have a feeling this person may work from home. And it feels like the first home had a lot of, what's the word I want to use? Like untruths, like hurt, pain, bad communication. It's almost like I just couldn't take it anymore. So I feel like you had to make a bold move. And I feel like you did. And now I see you. It's interesting because I feel one house was just like fighting, screaming, yelling, untrustworthy energy, but I leave it because I can't take it anymore. That's what I feel like. I can't take it. I can't keep living my life this way. So you're bold enough to make that change, and I feel very quickly things are going to start opening up for you. I feel like this is a year where you also may begin a business, could have a spiritual tone to it. That's why I feel like a lot of times some of these very difficult situations we've gone through, and I know I've had them myself, they're teaching us. And sometimes they're teaching us so that we can then help others. And I'm saying that because I feel like this is the case. You know what I mean? Like, I realized what I was dealing with. I realized nothing was going to get better. The only, and I cannot control what's going on in this house, but I can control me. And therefore, you did. And I feel like you're going to find real abundance in your future. Like real abundance. Some of you may be, you know what I feel like? I feel like because you've been through this difficult energy, it's like you now want to help other people find balance. Now, that can mean a lot of different things, because for some I'm feeling like law. But it doesn't have to mean I'm going to become an attorney. I won't leave that off the table. But I feel like what it is your concern for others. It's almost like you feel balanced, and now you want to help others to become balanced. By the way, this is the year where I feel a lot of healers are going to be called into action. Doesn't mean you're healing the world. All you need to do is heal one, starting with ourselves. So anyways, I feel like I'm leaving this, what feels like hell, and then eventually going into what feels like your heaven. So I think you just need to trust that as much as you can. But the main thing I feel, other than abundance, is the balance that you're going to feel. And it feels good. Alright, let's keep going. Alright. I feel like I have someone who is intuitively thinking about making a change. Intuitively, it feels like it is an emotional change. It feels like someone has spent some time finding emotional clarity. And I feel like now, it's almost like the fear is behind you. And I feel like you're going to start making some bold choices. This could be things that maybe you wanted to do in a younger time in your life, and now may just be the right time for you. There's something of the connection of above. As above, so below. No beginning, no end. So I feel like this could be something. Again, I feel like you're taking that bold action. However, I do feel like what you're moving towards is something that you have done in a past life. So once you, again, start down this path, you're going to feel very comfortable. It's like you're just going to know you're on the right path. And I also feel like because you have emotional clarity, probably more than you ever had before, because you're allowing this new beginning. And, I'm saying it doesn't feel like there's any fear. But even if there's a little fear, it would be more like butterflies and that type of fear. And I feel also that as you move along this new path, I don't think that you're looking for love. I think you're just looking for something new. Like I want to improve my life. I feel like you're listening to your intuition more than ever. So your intuition feels very strong to me. And I do feel like you are eventually moving into a committed relationship. I feel like definitely feels a soulmate. I feel like this is the type of energy that Definitely feels like it will last, well, has the potential of lasting forever, for the rest of your lifetimes. We do have to consider free will. That's why I don't do predictions, I do potentials. I feel like your truth is everything. So you're living your truth. You're willing to take a bold movement towards what is, it feels like there's this desire or passion within you. And now you're moving towards that. And I feel like this soulmate is along this path. I do feel like this would be in this year. And I feel commitment. I feel true love. I feel like, holy shit, like, I didn't even know you existed type of energy. I didn't know love could feel this good, but it can. And let me tell you what I'm feeling about this other person. I feel this other person is very honest, very loyal. Probably has very high standards, very good morals, because I feel like their morals, would, I want to say wouldn't let them cheat, but I don't even feel like cheating is part of their vocabulary. Like, they don't even think that way. So that's a sense of comfort also. And I feel like it is a new beginning. And I also want to say, I feel that nothing will be hidden from you. Everything will be open, clear, nothing I need to fear. You know what I mean? Like, if my soon-to-be lover leaves the house, well, I guess I'm assuming you're going to live together or get married. But if they leave the house, I don't worry. I trust them. And it feels good. So I like this a lot. I like every reading a lot so far. But I feel like it just feels like the right time. And I feel like your bold movement forward is really what's opening all this up. This is probably it could be predestined soulmates. I don't know why I'm saying probably. It is predestined soulmates. And that, I feel like all of a sudden, like, well, Sandy, that's why we're going to be living together so quickly. So this feels like it's going to be fast moving. But I also feel you're going to be surprised, like, who it may be. And I feel the more, like, I don't feel like you're looking. I don't feel like someone's out there like, I want love, I need love. I feel the opposite. I feel like you just want more adventure in your life, and then you end up meeting this person. To me, that is divine timing. Quite beautiful. Okay, I'm gonna let that be. Alright, man, I get the feeling again of different houses. Now, this could just be energetic. I feel like someone has, I almost feel like I may have like a single parent here who had to carry like all the responsibilities of raising their family. Probably working at the same time, like having to do it all. Everything, all the responsibilities were on your shoulders. I feel like times are changing though, so I don't know if your children are getting, are getting older, and it's giving you more free time. But I do feel like, again, it's like a change of house, going from this heavy responsibility into a much more light, playful, loving, harmonious type energy. Now, I do feel like you have to let yourself. You know what I mean? Like, you have to let yourself. Because I don't feel like you're used to it. I don't feel like you're used to just, like, taking a chance, right? Like, because I've been so busy taking care of everyone else. Well, this now is about you. And really, what you can do in this energy. I have a feeling you're also going to meet someone. And I feel like if you allow because again, I am feeling a little restriction, but I feel like if you allow, then I feel like this could also be someone who may be your person. You know, I feel when I said change in houses, I think it was energetically, because I feel like the house of like heaviness, and not that you weren't willing to do everything you needed to do. It's just been hard. And now things seem to be changing for you. So I do feel like you're going to meet someone who feels very stable to me. Also, I want to say loyal. You know, it feels like the name of the game today, like loyal. I feel like definitely someone who, you know, wouldn't come into your life and not have their own money, you know, someone who probably has a good job. And like, let's say you're a woman, I don't feel like this man would ever like ask you for money. Never. Like, oh my God, I couldn't even imagine doing that. You know, if I don't have the money, then I don't buy whatever it is that I wanted. This person feels very, very stable, and, you know, it feels like, what's the word? Definitely a gentleman. Definitely a gentleman. Now, you do have to allow this. Even if you're a little fearful, you do have to allow this. You know, I feel like there could have been a time where you put some walls up. You know, maybe you were raising your family and you didn't want to just bring anybody home. But this feels like your person again. It's interesting. I feel like 2025 is going to be a lot of love. It's going to be a lot of untruths. And we have to discern between what's real and what's not. Okay, I'm going to let that be. Just looking at the time, I'm thinking, wow, how fast this goes. Okay. I feel like I have an earth sign here who's overthinking something. They're overthinking something. They may be overthinking whether to say something, do something. You may be afraid of ending something. And when I say afraid, I think it's more because I'm overthinking it. I feel like your spiritual team needs you in the present moment, because I feel like they want to help guide you, because they feel your, let's just say, insecurity. They feel it, they know it, so they want to help guide you. And I do feel like you're going to allow them. And by the way, that means a new beginning. I feel like there's someone I just want to speak my mind to, though. Like, I just want to speak my mind and then move on. Personal choice. But do you really need to do that? I mean, do it if you want. But I almost feel like just moving on. Like, if I can just move on, then these new beginnings will open up for me. Again, don't overthink. Trust your intuition. You're definitely being guided. You're definitely getting signs. You may not be seeing them. Because I feel like you're overthinking. You know, you may like recognize a sign and be like, nah, that wasn't a sign. Oh, it was a sign, all right. Now, if you've missed a sign, certainly ask your spiritual team to send it again. They will. They listen to you. They know what's going on in your life. And it's interesting because, you know, all of a sudden I'm picking up kind of like the last reading where someone may be, or the reading before, where someone may be like a single parent. And, but yet the growth that I feel within you. Like, I feel tremendous growth. Or let me put it a different way. I feel tremendous potential within you. Someone may have told you otherwise. Someone may have told you that, you won't succeed in life. You won't find another lover. Especially if you're like a single parent, someone could have said no one's going to take you with kids. Just know that that's not true. Again, we have to distinguish between what's true and what's not true. Our spiritual discernment. Okay. I think I'm going to do one more. Alright. Okay. I have love coming in. It's coming in through the line of communication. It feels like the potential of a new start for you, for them also. And I feel like what it does, it's interesting because I feel like this could be a day where it feels kind of chaotic, like a day you would call like, oh man, this is a bad day. And then boom, some type of communication comes in and it changes everything. It changes, like I feel like your view on the world. This could be someone you know. Could be someone who is connected also to like social media, like some of your social media accounts. I'm definitely feeling soulmate energy again. But then again, this is the year. I feel like this is someone, you may have like just started thinking about someone, like out of the blue. Now, I have a feeling you probably have thought of this person. Like I get this feeling like this person already has your heart, but yet you're not you're living separate lives. Maybe they're connected also to your social media. You know what I mean? Like all of a sudden you put your status as single. They notice that, and then they communicate with you. Feels good. I feel like I go from, and you know what? This feels like it was all in divine timing, like just as it was meant to happen. Trusting in divine timing, but I feel like that's what you've been doing. And I feel like, I feel like this is a very spiritual love, like quite beautiful. And what I was saying earlier is, I feel like this could be the type of love for some of you, where, like you're going through your days, one day after another day, and then, you lay your head down on the pillow at night, and you may think of someone, someone from back in the day, and wonder, what could that have been like? I wonder what it would have been like. But I have a feeling that's exactly what they're thinking. So I feel like you're both thinking of each other. Now, it could be subconsciously, but I just feel like be surprised. Allow yourself to be surprised, because I feel like it's going to happen on a day when you least expect it. So, you had a bad day at work. You come home and there's issues, and you know what I mean? And then all of a sudden your phone rings, or you get a text, or you check your social media account, and you're like, oh my God, this person just reached out to me. Follow that. Now, your personal choice, but it feels like you should definitely follow that. I think I want to do one more. I'm feeling called to do one more. I feel, oh man, I feel like we're talking about love again. First of all, I feel like the person I'm talking to now is single. I feel like you're pretty happy in your life, And again, I don't feel like I have to have love, because again, I have good friends. My life is pretty good. Doesn't mean everything's going perfect, but I feel good. I have this sense of inner harmony. I have a feeling you've done a lot of reflection and you've had a lot of growth because of that. But now I feel like you're meeting someone who I feel like the chemistry will be off the chart. It's interesting because I don't know if this is exactly how it's going to happen, but I feel that like some of your friends may say, hey, let's go out. Let's go out for a couple hours. Let's go do something. It's interesting because I'm feeling different situations. Like some of you, I feel like you go out to like a nightclub and you meet someone. Now, you may meet a few people, but this person will stand out to you, and you to them, by the way. And I feel like this is just the beginning of the rest of your lives. But I also feel someone is out like antiquing, going to antique stores, looking for those little hidden treasures. And then you meet someone who also has an interest in the same things that you have an interest about, and it strikes up a conversation. And then I feel like, why don't you give me your number? Okay. And so you do. And so it is. Alright guys, I'm going to leave it there. I had planned on doing this on a weekly basis, which is really still my plan. I've just been really busy. But again, when you listen to these, and the reason why I'm doing them like without a video is because I do want you to trust your intuition, your spiritual discernment, and it is an energy exchange, so you should feel it. If you don't feel it, it may not be your reading yet, but if you're feeling it, it's probably your reading. So I want to thank you all. I love doing this. I love connecting directly to our spirit guides, kind of leaving out the middleman, so to speak. The middleman to me, I'm talking like tarot cards or oracle card, something like that. This is a direct connection. So thank you guys, everyone, for being here. Let me know what you think. I'm just trying to think. Can you make comments under a podcast? This is how new I am to podcasts, by the way. That I don't know if you can leave a comment. But anyways, I thank you. I love you all. I will see you next time. Bye-bye. Have a great February, by the way. Have a great February. I love you. Bye-bye. Your spirit guides love you also.